All right, clap it up. Shalom, Israel. We at Isupk, start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group or organization, and what we do is teach the truth according to the Bible. All right, and tonight we're going to be talking about adultery. You understand? Give me 1 second while I share the class to these groups. Give me 1 second. Salakia. What all the groups say? Oh, okay, here we go. All right, Most High Christ. Yeah, like I said, tonight is the Wednesday night law class. You understand, where we break down the laws of the Bible. Unlike the pastor in the Christian church, which doesn't break down anything. That's why we don't know that it's a sin to commit adultery. Some Christians may understand that it's wrong. Every black woman thinks that, a so-called black man cheating, sleeping with another woman is the biggest sin, and he's committing adultery because he cheated on you. Well, I got news for you, sis. According to the Bible, that's not considered adultery unless that woman that brother is laying down with has a man. You understand, that she's married or has a man, or she's dealing with someone else. Because another thing Christians don't teach in a Christian church is Salakia, that sex is marriage. You understand? That's something that is foreign in a Christian church, because to a Christian, marriage is a piece of paper, a ring, and a ceremony walking down the aisle where you wear a white dress, and the brother wears a tuxedo, and he has groomsmen, and you have bridesmaids, and you sign a piece of paper that tells you that you're married from, whatever city or state or from America. That's what marriage is. And then what happens 6 months later or 2 years later? You get a divorce. But according to the laws of the Bible, the Most High God doesn't approve of a divorce. But in the Christian church, they approve of a divorce. And you understand, Moses suffered to write the bill of divorcement in the law, because back at that point in time, in that period, brothers was not, enduring, it was better for a brother to divorce than him put his wife to death. You understand? Well, while we were in captivity, while we were suffering, coming out of Egypt, coming out of the curses, but Moses suffered to write that in there. He didn't want to write the bill of divorcement in there. But Christ said, Yahweh our King, said that it's not meant for a man to put away his wife since the beginning, since Adam and Eve. You understand? Since, the Most High God chose Adam and he gave Eve to be his wife. They were supposed to be together forever. Nothing was supposed to separate the two. Now, Christ said the only way a man can put away his woman is if she commits, adultery, meaning she goes be a whore. You understand? She goes and sleeps with another man. That means she married someone else. Shalom. It's time for you to go. As bad as it might hurt your feelings, as bad as you want to keep that sister, you have to let that sister go, because now she's another man's property. That's why it's important for us to understand what adultery is, what marriage is according to the Bible. Sis, if you slept with 5 men this past month, you had 5 husbands. Like Christ told that woman at the well, you got 5 husbands, and the one you with isn't your husband, because you're not taking responsibility for the men that you're sleeping with. You just want to have loose sex and have fun. Same with brothers. Brothers want to sleep with all these hoes, Salakia, sleep with all these women and throw them away, which is unlawful. But if you, as a man, as a brother, if you decide to lay down with a sister, that means you're telling that woman that you are committed to her the rest of your life. That's why it's important for brothers to understand marriage. That's why it's important, man. You're telling a sister that you committing to her the rest of her life. You're not just going to sleep with her, lay down with her, and toss her away like some piece of garbage. But they'll let you do that in Christian church. They'll let you do that in the Christian church. And they'll let you sleep with any woman in the Christian church. But according to the laws in the Bible, according to the Most High God, that is not lawful. The Most High God is not pleased with adultery. He's not pleased with putting away your wife, putting away your husband, sis. The Lord doesn't approve of that. Now, when it goes to adultery, hold on, before I go there, was something else that I wanted to say about how we don't understand what marriage is in the Christian church, which we don't. Because sex is marriage. That's the point that I wanted to say. Sex is marriage. And inside the Christian church, they say that the piece of paper means that you're married. That means, you sign that paper, sign on the dotted line, shalom, go live happily ever after, which they never do. No one that is married lives happily ever after like it is on the TV. Like on all those damn sitcoms that you watch and all those love stories that you watch. Sisters love all those love stories. That's not reality. Reality is never putting that brother away or never putting that sister away and enduring through all the pain, enduring through all the arguing, never putting the children's, if you have children, never allowing your children to see their parents split up. You understand? For us to not be so selfish to where we hurt our child and, you're arguing, you beating your woman half to death, you're arguing in front of the children, you calling the father, the baby daddy, you saying that he ain't nothing in front of the children. That tears families apart. The Most High God said we have to endure through all that. That's why I thank the Most High God and I thank Commander General Yohana for keeping the truth so pure so he can teach. We have to relearn. We have to be taught how to be a husband, how to be a wife, how to be children, how to be fathers, and how to be mothers. It's a beautiful thing coming inside of the school, coming inside the Isupk and the Commander General Yohana. That way you can seek counsel. That way you can know when you're going off, know when you're in error. That way you don't destroy your family. You understand? That's why tonight's class is important, because adultery destroys the nation of Israel. Adultery, let me say it again, adultery destroys the nation of Israel, man. How many brothers have been put to death because they have committed adultery? Like I know tons of rappers. It was a rapper, a year or two ago, that brother in Atlanta, I forget his name, the brother in Atlanta, if anyone knows his name, share his name, but the brother in Atlanta who went over some sister's house, who she was dealing with another man, had a husband, that brother got put to death. Regardless of the scenario, if the two men would have never crossed paths, if that sister wasn't a whore, and if that brother wasn't looking to sleep with some whore, his life would have never been taken. His life would have never been taken. Just like plenty of other brothers' lives have been taken because we don't follow the Bible, because we don't listen to the Most High God, because we are Christians and we listen to the pastor. The pastor gives the right, like Jesse Jackson, for sisters to do whatever the hell they want with their bodies. You can share your body with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, with every woman, with every bulldagger, Salaki, whatever a woman wants to share her body with, she's allowed to in the Christian church, because there are no laws. When you say the laws are done away with, you're saying that you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Now, we all can agree that, sleeping with animals is wrong. But why not? If you're a Christian, why not sleep with animals? Why not go sleep with a damn donkey, a dog, your pit bull, your bully? Why not go sleep with your bully dog? Why not? Because the laws are done away with. You can go sleep with another man if you're a brother. You can go sleep with another sister if you're a sister. Why not go sleep with your bully breed XXL dog who weighs 250 pounds and he's drooling all over your damn bed? Why not go sleep with the dog? Since the laws are done away with. Now that sounds disgusting, which it is, and it's foolish. Adultery is no different. It's disgusting. It's foolish. LGBTQ alternative lifestyles is disgusting. It's no different from sleeping with a a damn bully pit bull. It's disgusting, and it's displeasing and distasteful to even think about it. So think about when we commit adultery with another brother's wife. You understand, when a sister goes out there and be a whore, how disgusted the Most High God is with the nation of Israel. Just think about that for a second. So like, I forgot to share the classes on the other feed. Give me 1 second. Yeah, think about how disgusting that is, man. All right. Yeah, think about how disgusting that is. Come on, it's not sharing. We ain't got time for that tonight. Already running late because of the slave. You know, the oppressor is the devil that the Bible thinks of. You got to work all day, all night just to break even. And in our oppressor's kingdom, man. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Yeah. So first off, we have to understand that, you know, what is adultery according to the Bible. I just broke down how disgusting it is. If you're going to commit adultery, go sleep with your XXL bully pit bull breed dog. You understand? I know his brothers in the school, they know all the names and breakdowns. I used to like have pit bulls. I used to own a pit bull back in the day, but today these dogs are, well, damn, these dogs are like super hybrid dogs. I mean, they're 300 pounds. They look like a pit bull. My dog was maybe, what, 40 pounds? You understand? I'm going off topic a little bit, but I'm talking about adultery and how disgusting adultery is. So if you're going to commit adultery, it's no different than a brother or sister acting like our oppressor, which is a disgusting nation, sleeping with a pit bull bully breed dog. It's no different. You understand? So I'm going to go to Exodus chapter 20, verse 14. Let me get there real quick. Now, this is in the law. You understand? These are the commandments that Moses got from the Most High God. These are the commandments that the Most High God told the nation of Israel to obey. And it says it right here. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not commit adultery. So now that we see thou shalt not commit adultery written in the Old Testament in the book of Exodus chapter 20 verse 14, thou shalt not commit adultery. Why does the pastor in the Christian church say it's okay for you to commit adultery? Why? Why is it okay? Why does why does the fake Israelites like those purple sodomites teach that it's okay to commit adultery? I know you're saying a lie, Yeshua. They don't teach. There's no way that the purple group teaches that. There's no way that a purple group in the truth is teaching adultery. Yes, they are, because they commit adultery in the purple group. How do I know? Because they teach that our oppressors' laws is the marriage that we're supposed to be honoring. And when you honor the oppressor's laws, as if the Most High God said that you had to go down to the courthouse and get a marriage license, you're basically saying that our oppressor's morality of marriage matters over the Most High God's morality of marriage. All because the Bible says a man can have more than one wife. And your women in your organization don't like the idea of brothers having more than one wife. So now you put these stipulations from our oppressor that you can go out and, get a marriage license, and that is what makes you married in the eyes of the Most High God. And it's such a wicked and horrible thing to do. It's such a wicked and horrible thing to do, because now sisters are running to that organization and they're looking forward to a piece of paper, which in a year or two, you're going to turn around and hand them another piece of paper. And let's just say if this sister is sincerely serving the Lord. Let's say this sister is honoring her husband, honoring her head. let's say she never committed adultery, and you put that sister away because you gave her a piece of paper, because you don't think sex is marriage. You put a sister away who doesn't want to leave her husband. You give her a bill of divorcement. And now, since the divorcement bill is written, you give it to her. All right, shalom, I'll see you later. You know, it was nice to know you. Good marriage while it lasted. She goes and sleeps with another man's wife. She goes and sleeps with another brother. She goes and sleeps with another brother. Now you make that woman the whore because she didn't commit adultery on you. She didn't go out and sleep with another brother. You all just couldn't suffer and endure through your marriage. And because you're weak in that organization, you're going to give a woman, a sister who never committed adultery on you, a bill of divorcement, and you're going to send her out your house. You all are going to break up that family with beautiful children, and she's going to go sleep with another man, which makes her a whore. That's how I know that organization teaches adultery, because they don't teach the Bible. Out of Yahweh Shah's mouth, he said you can't put a woman away unless she commits adultery. Am I lying? No, because it's in the Bible. I can read it. Oh, Salaki. Let me go to my Bible real quick. Oops. Let me turn that down some. Let me go to my Bible real quick. All right, we're going to Matthew chapter 10, verse 4. You all want to start at verse 4? I'm just going to get straight to the point. Like I said, the Pharisees was trying to catch Yahweh Shah up. You understand? They were trying to make him sin in a sense to where, you know, make him break the law. But Christ was perfect. And I'm gonna start at verse 4. Mark chapter 10, verse 4. And they said, Moses suffered to write a bill of divorcement and to put her away. Verse 5. This is you know, the Christian church. This is the purple organization. They want to give a sister the bill of divorcement. They want a sister to be a whore. They want a sister to go out and commit adultery. This is how I know they teach it. Verse 5. And Yahweh Shah answered and said unto them, for the hardness of your heart, he wrote you this precept. For the hardness of your heart, meaning you couldn't endure through your marriage. You can't stand that B word. You can't stand that nigga because of the hardness of your heart. That's why Moses wrote the bill of divorcement in there. So you mean to tell me you got cats out here teaching that it's lawful to get a divorce because you're weak? Christ didn't tolerate weakness, man. The Most High God doesn't tolerate weakness, man. You understand? At first, Moses allowed divorcement. You understand? But Christ, our King Christ, said this. You understand? What Christ says doesn't, you know, what Moses said before Christ supersedes what Moses said. You understand? And it said it right here. And Yahweh Shah answered and said unto them, for the hardness of your heart, he wrote you this precept. Verse 6. But from the beginning of the creation, the Most High made them male and female. Verse 7. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. I mean, think about that. You got a mother, you got a father, and this also proves that Adam and Eve was not the only people on the earth, but that's another topic for another day. They had parents. So Adam left his parents and cleaved to Eve, and they became one flesh. That means Adam laid down with their sister. You understand? Adam didn't have a bill of divorce, a bill of marriage. No one signed a paper to notarize that Eve was married to Adam. The Most High God knew Adam was married to Eve. The Most High God knew Adam laid down with Eve. No one had to write any papers or any documents or sign anything for the marriage to be official. He took Eve and tore fire to Eve. He took Eve and, you know, did his thing. And they became one flesh. So this is what Yahweh Shah is saying, man. You understand? For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. Think how deep that is. You're going to leave your parents and you're going to cleave to your wife. You understand? Think about this for a second. You can't write your parents a bill of divorcement. Well, and let me take that back. Let me take that back. In our oppressor's kingdom, you can. So that's even more, reason why we shouldn't try to be like our oppressor. Because you can go and divorce your parents if you're a child. I believe that oppressor Macaulay Culkin did it back in the 90s. If you think I'm lying, you can look it up. You can divorce your parents in our oppressor's kingdom. You understand? Just like you can divorce your woman in our oppressor's kingdom. Just like they could divorce back then. But Christ, or King Christ, Yahushua said that it's not lawful. Unless, let me keep reading. For this cause shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife. Verse 8. And they twain shall be one flesh. We know what the twain means. You understand? That one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one flesh. Verse 9. What therefore the Most High joined together, let not man put asunder. Meaning, whatever the Most High God, meaning this marriage that the Most High God allowed Adam to have, that he allowed brothers to have, meaning you slept with this woman, you telling this woman that you're going to take her, protect her, provide for her the things that she needs, and vice versa. That means it's forever. Like we say, if it's up, then it's stuck. You know how we say, ain't that the phrase we use today? If it's up, then it's stuck. That means if you take this woman, and if it's up, that means it's stuck forever. Not for a year or two, not for 10 years. I know people who married for 20 or 30 years, right? Imagine this. I know a couple, you understand, who were together 30 to 35 years, and they decided to get married officially on paper. And after they signed the marriage document, after they signed the bill of marriage, Salakia, they divorced. They were already married in the eyes of the Most High God. 35 years, because in the Christian church, they teach that paper, that bill, that marriage certificate, whatever the hell it's called, those marriage papers, they think that those marriage papers make an honest woman. They think that the marriage papers make a woman an honest woman. When according to Proverbs 31, a virtuous woman is an honest woman. And I can't read anywhere in Proverbs or anywhere in the Bible any sister that was virtuous, any sister that was honest who had marriage papers. None. I can't read that in the Bible. Not the marriage papers that come from your oppressor. It is a time where we sign marriage papers for legal reasons in Israel. But it wasn't to prove that you were married in the sense that that's what finalized the marriage. Am I lying? Just like Joseph and Mary. Joseph was an honest man. That's why he wanted to hide Mary when she was pregnant with our King Yahushua. He wanted to hide the sister because you know how black people are back then, especially. Oh, Mary's pregnant. She's starting to get a little bump in her stomach. Everybody notices because you know how black people, we be in everybody's business. It's something that, it's something that we like to say that, we like the drama. We like the gossip. You understand? We like the messy stuff in Israel. You understand? Joseph wasn't trying to be messy. That's why he wanted to put her away privately. Because if you know Israelite customs and culture, we would have the ceremony first before we had the sex. The ceremony would come before the sex. But Joseph decided to have sex before the ceremony. He couldn't wait to terrify to Mary. You understand? But did that make the marriage unofficial in the sight of the Most High God? No. So the marriage papers doesn't make an honest woman. Now, think about this. The Lord chose Mary to carry our King Christ. Mary didn't have marriage certificate or marriage papers, and she was honest. But your pastor says that the marriage certificate makes a woman to be honest. When sisters lose their virginity in the bleachers in middle school, none of that matters. None of that matters if you have the whole football team runs a train on this one sister, but she's going to become honest the moment she signs that dotted line. You see how ridiculous that sounds, man? That sounds ridiculous, but that's what we believe inside the Christian church. We believe that the piece of paper makes you honest, makes an honest woman out of the, is this thing stuck? Salakia. We think the marriage certificate makes a sister honest when it doesn't. You understand? But let me keep reading what Christ said. And remember this, let me go back to verse 9. Let me go back to verse 9 real quick. Let me read this over. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 9. What therefore the Most High have joined together, let not man put asunder. Let not man split up. Let not man just void this situation. Verse 10. And in the house of the Salaki, and in the house his disciples asked him again of the same matter. Verse 11. And he said unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another, committeth adultery against her. Like I was saying, the IUIC, the Christian church, they believe that the marriage certificate outweighs the act of you having sex. Because let me tell you something, anyone who's trying to tell you that the marriage certificate matters, they don't believe sex is marriage. So therefore, you can have sex as freely as you want. But until you get that marriage certificate, you better humble yourself and accept this marriage. You see how that is? You see how that works? We don't have any respect for ourselves. We don't have any respect for our sisters. Sisters don't have any respect for themselves, because when you teach that you can go out there and have loose sex, like how brothers was in the world, how the hell do you go out and teach against someone being a whore? How do you go out and teach brothers not to commit adultery when you teach adultery? I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense, but hell, that's a problem they got to deal with. I just know in the Isupk and the Commanding General Hana since 1969, we have been teaching adultery the correct way. We have been teaching marriage the correct way. And sisters in our organization know, and brothers in this school know what marriage is. We know what adultery is. We're not marrying sluts and whores. Our sisters aren't sluts and whores. Our sisters are righteous, are sweet, are mothers, are sisters. You understand? The men are here. The men in the ICPK are hardcore. We don't want to look at no whores. We're not going to put away our wives, because putting away your wife is committing the act of adultery. Unless, let me keep reading. Oh, that's it. And if a woman shall put Salakia, verse 11, let me read it again. And he saith unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another, committeth adultery against her. Verse 12. And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committed adultery. You understand? So if she put away her husband and move on to the next man, she committed adultery. Meaning the piece of paper doesn't mean anything. You understand? The piece of paper doesn't mean anything. Because marriage, Salakia, because sex is marriage according to the Bible. All right, now let me go to another precept. One second. This thing is freezing up. I don't know what's going on. Do, do, do. All right, here we go. Hey. It's like, y'all don't know what's going on with this. Back up. Here we go. Here we go. Let me go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 9. This is the one I wanted. Yeah, now this goes back, and lines up right, in the book of John. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife. Now, this is how we know that sex is marriage, coming out of Christ's mouth. You understand? He didn't say anything about a bill of divorcement. He said, now remember, he said Moses suffered to write the bill of divorcement because of the hardness of our heart. Now, he didn't mention anything about the writing the bill of divorcement when it comes to adultery. You understand? Whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. Now, what does the piece of paper have to do with you committing adultery or putting away your wife? Because according to our oppressor, you have the right to put away your wife if you write the bill of divorcement. It doesn't say that here in the scriptures. So, you fake Israelites that believe that, that doesn't believe sex is marriage, and you believe that marriage is the bill of is a piece of paper. You have to prove that with the scripture, because Christ said it right here. Now, if you write the bill of divorcement and you give it to her, you're saying that she's free and she's not your wife anymore. And if a sister wants to divorce her husband and you write on that piece of paper that, well, we're not married, it didn't work. You understand? You paid the lawyer fees and now you're legally divorced in the eyes of our oppressor, in the eyes of Esau. You're saying that it's okay in the eyes of the Most High God, but we're not reading that right here in the Bible. This is why the laws of divorce and the laws of adultery are important, because you're making that sister a whore, and then that sister's going to go be a whore, which is unlawful in the eyes of the Most High God. You can't think in your mind that our oppressor's laws are somehow as righteous as the laws of the Most High God. Because think about this, our oppressor not only doesn't understand our culture, they will allow the same sex to get married with the same piece of paper. Now, I know some of these other Israelite groups may struggle with, LGBTQ activity. They may struggle with alternative lifestyles. Hey, I get it. You understand? But I know for sure that we can agree on one thing, even though you may struggle with it a bit, that marrying someone of the same sex is not of the Bible. It's against the laws of the Bible. Even though, some of you may give in to that old flesh. You understand? You may suffer and deal with that, which I don't understand it, but Lord be with you. We can agree that it's against the Bible. So that same certificate that you run and go get from our oppressor, they'll give it to someone who lives an alternative lifestyle. And you mean to tell me you're going to brag about being married with some from our oppressor, some document that they'll give anybody? They'll give somebody who marries a tree that same piece of paper. Someone, I think, married their car. You can marry a damn tree. You can marry a bully, pit bull. You can marry just about anything in America. You can marry your damn self. That piece of paper doesn't mean anything, but Christ was trying to show the disciples, was trying to show the nation of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the true and correct way how to carry a marriage, how to live and suffer and endure through a marriage. He was trying to teach our people not to commit adultery, because when you put away your wife, regardless if you got a piece of paper, if she never slept with another man, you're making that woman out to be a whore, according to the Bible. You understand? Let me read it. Again, Matthew chapter 19, verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication. If you give a sister a bill of divorcement because she just is a loudmouth bitch, Salakia, because she has a big mouth, because she talks too much, because she nags, that means you're a horrible husband. That means you're not strong enough to make that woman shut up. Shut your mouth. Sis, if you don't want to, if you can't endure through your marriage because your husband, he doesn't make enough money, he doesn't make you happy, you're just a weak sister. You understand? And you're going to put that man away and you're going to go commit adultery and be a whore. That's what's being taught in Christianity. That's what's being taught in some of these fake Israelite groups. And the Most High God said that that's not lawful. Our King Christ said that we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to obey the Most High God. We're supposed to obey our King. And we're supposed to obey this Bible. And it says, except it be for fornication. And shall marry another committeth adultery. And whosoever, and whoso marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. Because like I said, unless that woman, the only thing that's going to relieve you from that marriage, brother, is if that woman is a hoe. If that woman is a whore. Shalom. Marriage is over. She married someone else. But you can't put her away because she got a big mouth, because she gets on your nerves, because she's not clean, or whatever the hell, you're mad at. You can't put a sister away for that. You have to endure through it. You have to obey the Bible, because if you put her away and she didn't sleep with nobody else, she's committing adultery. And that's why it's important to understand that law. You understand? Let me move on, man. You understand? Now we know adultery, which we read in Exodus chapter 20, verse 14, is a law. We can't commit adultery in the nation of Israel, unlike every pastor that's in the Christian church. I mean, what is the count of the Christian church? I mean, the Christian church, the Christian church is, good night. Think about all the adultery that goes on in the Christian church. Think about all the people that the pastor, all the brothers and the sisters that the pastor is sleeping with every Sunday, man. Every Sunday, that pastor has people inside their church. And, he's supposed to be married. But yet, all the time, I didn't mean to say every Sunday the pastor commits adultery, but it wouldn't be too far-fetched. Hell, every day, every 7 days a week, the pastor is sleeping with some brother, someone else, another man's wife. Someone somewhere in the church every day on Sunday is putting away his wife. Some sister is filing for a divorcement. That's adultery in the eyes of the Most High God, in case you didn't know. Now, if you sleeping around being a hoe, well, damn, that's unlawful too. You shouldn't be doing that neither. And that is what relieves a brother from his marital duties. Is a woman being a harlot, according to the Bible. A woman being a hoe, according to the Bible. You understand? So, let me get this other precept. Let me go to Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 22. Now, let me read this real quick. This is Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then shall both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shall thou put away evil from Israel. You understand? Salakia. So that's not the one I wanted right there. Hold on. I do want that, but not right now. Hold on, Salakia. What was that? Deuteronomy 22 and 22? Give me 1 second. Okay, That's what it was. Leviticus. I wanted to go to Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10 first. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife. Now, this is showing what adultery is according to the Bible. Like I was saying earlier, adultery is not, this is for the sisters right here. Adultery is not your husband going out and getting another woman. Because men, according to the Bible, are allowed to have as many wives as they want. Now, with having multiple wives, with having many wives, comes great responsibility. Just like having a lot of children. You understand? You have to balance your time. There's all kind of things that you got to understand when you're doing that. That's why it's important to choose a woman, like General Muhammad says. You must choose a good woman. You have to choose a woman that'll never leave you, no matter what. I don't care if it's you only choose one wife. You need to choose that type of woman. You understand? But now, when you're talking about committing adultery according to the Bible, according to the scripture, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10, and the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, your neighbor meaning your brother. You understand? You're not supposed to be sleeping with your neighbor's wife. You're not supposed to be sleeping with nobody's wife. You understand? But this is a problem in the nation of Israel. It's so much of a problem that every other song that comes on the radio is about some brother rapping about, yeah, I F your B. Yeah, I slept with your woman. Yeah, I knocked her off. She gave me some top. It's like brothers get excited about sleeping with someone else's wife. When according to the Bible, that is so LGBTQ. That is such a disgusting act. Because you're going to go right behind someone else. And you're going to go right behind him. And, shalom. Think about it. Oof, I wouldn't want to go behind nobody. I want mine. I want mine to be mine and mine only. Mine's for my eyes only. It ain't about being a sucker. It's not about being jealous. It's about, well, first off, a lot of brothers have been hurt because a lot of brothers haven't learned how to be a man. And a lot of sisters haven't learned how to be a sisters. I get it. I was in the street once. That's a defense mechanism. You want to, bash every sister you come across, dog out every sister you come across, and that way you never learn how to love a woman correctly. Then you go out and sleep with some other brother's wife who may value his marriage because he loves his woman, and you're going to look at him like he a sucker for loving his woman. And if that brother, Salaki, the woman is the one that's a sucker, and the nigga, Salaki, and the dude who's sleeping with the woman, he's the sucker because you're running behind another man. He's only interested in you because you have a man. And as for the sisters, he's only interested in you because you have a man. You could be single, and a brother, might not know that you have a man, but as soon as a lot of these cats, as soon as they hear that a sister has a man, they get interested. Oh, you got a man? Oh, he ain't half the man as I am. Oh, man, that nigga ain't got nothing on me. That's why it's entertaining to us, and that's why we rap about it and talk about it like it's the coolest thing on the planet. People have been having sex since the beginning of time, man. Sex is nothing to brag about. But for some reason, we get so excited by talking about and rapping about sleeping with another man's wife and having sex like it's such a big deal. When, damn, we've been only doing it. Sex has only been here on the planet forever. Since creation. Damn. But sleeping with another man's wife is such a disgusting act, and it's so LGBTQ. That's why the Most High God said that we shouldn't sleep with your neighbor's wife. Because that's evil. That causes drama. That causes death. That causes murder. That causes families to be separated. It causes everything that we despise in the black community. But yet, we won't stop committing adultery. Adultery is a plague that has been in the nation of Israel for a very long time because of the Christian church, because of poor black leaders who don't teach anything against adultery. They rather you just go out and marry, divorce, and go marry someone else. Oh, it's just my turn. Ain't that what niggas say? Oh, man, she just yours for right now. That's both our bride. Niggas in the world are so um, wicked that they are willing to share the same woman and be content with that. I mean, well, damn, like, as soon as she gets pregnant, only one of you Negroes is going to be the father of that child. And then now these children have to grow up seeing their mother be whores, seeing different men come out of the house. That's how children get molested, because they don't have a stable home. That's why adultery is so disgusting, because it tears families apart. I would never go and sleep with another man's wife. I don't care how bad the bride is. I don't care how good she looks. I don't care all the rumors and stories I've heard how she can, what brothers will say, well, she can suck a watermelon through a straw. I wouldn't give a damn about any of that, because I love my nation, and I love that sister enough to know that she's destroying herself, and she's destroying her family. That's why we have to obey the Most High God, man. You understand? Let me move on. Leviticus 20:10. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, this is adultery right here, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. You understand? So when you sleep with another man's wife, that's the act of adultery. Like I was telling sister before I kind of got off topic or breaking that down. Sisters, your man or your husband going out and getting another woman is an adultery. You understand? But you going out and being a whore and sleeping with multiple men is, if you're married. You understand? That's adultery. Sis, you whatever man that you lay with or you lie with, that's the brother that you need to be with forever, according to the Bible. And I didn't make the law. Life isn't fair, like they teach us in the Christian church, like how they try to teach us in America. Life isn't fair. It's not supposed to be fair. A man's not a woman, and a woman isn't a man. I don't care what you can be labeled according to our oppressor's law, but according to the Most High God's law, a man's a man. He can have as many wives as he wants. A woman's a woman. She needs to be with that one man the rest of her life, whoever she opened her legs to. And brothers need to understand that it's just as important. The importance is equal on both sides. You understand? So that's marriage. That's adultery. You understand? And in Deuteronomy 22, verse 22, if a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, if you're lying with a woman married to a husband, this is adultery again. If you're caught lying, laying, sleeping with another man's wife, meaning this woman is taken. The brothers in Isupk, the first thing we ask a sister, if we get interested in a sister, hey, shalom, sis, you got a man? You seeing anyone? You sleeping with anyone? I know it's kind of crazy to, just ask you that, but I just want to know because, if you want to pursue me, if I want to pursue you, I don't want to die, for one, but I don't want to break up a family. I don't want to harm some sister's family or some brother's family because of my lust. You understand? That's what we're missing in the nation of Israel is definitely brotherhood. That's an act of brotherhood. Hey, shalom, sis, you got a man? Oh, so Salakia, sis, my bad. I ain't mean to bother you, shalom. And that's it. That's it. You understand? Don't have a damn work husband. That's unlawful too, or a work wife. Knowing this sister got some man at home, you want to be her work husband. That's adultery, Ak. You understand? You can't have any damn discipline. You can't just say no for one time. I mean, damn. There's plenty of fish in the sea. We say that all the time. There's plenty of fish in the sea. You want the one that's taken. That's somebody else's fish. You feel me? Like, come on. No, But this is what the Bible says, man. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. Now, because of our King Christ, because the Most High God loves the nation of Israel, and he's long suffering, and he wants us to correct ourselves, because Our king sacrificed his life for his nation. We're in the grace right now. We're in the grace period right now. We have time to repent from all these wicked acts we commit on the daily as a nation. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are under a grace period right now, meaning the time is ticking. We don't know when our king is coming back. He can come back tonight. He can come back a year from now. We see that the earth is on the brink of the third world war. It's plenty of terror to come. And the only one that's going to be able to save blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and fix this nation is our King Christ, Yahushua. So time is ticking, man. We ain't got time to be playing. Grace runs out, contrary to popular belief and what they say in the Christian church. Grace, I think in the Christian church, isn't grace a spirit? Or grace, it might be even be a saint in the Christian church. I don't even know what the hell they think grace means in the Christian church. I know they don't teach us a time. It's a period. It's a period of time. So if we're under grace, we don't have all day because grace runs out. So if you're committing adultery today, you need to stop. Don't commit adultery tomorrow. Don't eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster tomorrow. Don't be a hoe tomorrow. Don't use drugs, smoke weed, and pop perks tomorrow. You need to stop that right now. You need to stop that today because grace will run out. And you don't want to trick yourself, man. You don't want to trick yourself into believing that you have all the time in the world, or believing that you're already saved, that God and our King Christ already forgave you for the sins that you commit on a daily. That is such a selfish way to think. That is such a selfish way to act. To be so selfish and to be so bold in your sin. Meaning, when I say bold, I mean you're already forgiven for smoking weed. You're already forgiven for sleeping with some other brother's wife. You're going to be so bold to say Christ forgave you for doing these acts even before you do it. That is disgusting. That is, I mean, damn. Imagine someone coming and steal your car and tells you, hey, bro, forgive me before I do this. Just forgive me. Or let me switch it up a little bit. Let me, like the police, you go to court and they be like, well, we already threw out the case for him stealing your car. We threw out the lawsuit because, you need to forgive him already. You would look at the judge like, that's unfair. You would look at somebody like they was damn crazy. No, I need my money. I need my recompense. I need payback. But we think Christ, we think the Most High God doesn't think like we do when we are created in His image. You understand? We're created in the image of Christ. I mean, of the Most High. We're created in the image of the Most High. We think that He's just soft. We think that the Most High God will just tolerate anything and everything. But yet, we won't recompense from what things that happen for us, from each other. You don't think the Most High God is going to want recompense for our disobedience? Nah, man, we couldn't possibly think that. But that's why Christianity is such a dangerous religion. Because we are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And Christianity keeps us destroyed for our lack of knowledge. We're forgiven for committing adultery when the Bible tells us to stop. You understand? Right here. We're reading it. We're reading it. Right here in the Bible. You understand? So we're not being put to death now for committing the act of adultery, man. We're not being put to death now. But the time will come. The time will come. You never know. Just like that poor brother in Atlanta. He didn't know he was going to be unalive that night. He didn't know that. There's no way he could have knew that by sleeping with someone's wife. Because in the book of Proverbs, it tells you. You understand? If someone catches you in an act of adultery, a brother will put you to death. You understand? A brother will put you to death. I'm trying to warn you. You saying you saved now. You go out there and sleep with another brother's wife. You out there and sleep with some hoe, you're going to get put to death. You're going to catch AIDS. You're going to catch all type of different diseases. Some brother is going to put a bullet in your head and unalive you. You understand? She's going to set you up. You're going to go to jail. All these horrible things are going to happen to you, all because we can't control our lust when we're Christian. Because we don't understand how devastating adultery is to the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. We don't love each other. We don't love our brothers. We don't love our sisters to say, you know what? I'm not going to sleep with that brother's wife. I want to spare that brother. I want to see that brother's family succeed and thrive. I don't want to see that sister. I don't want to see my sisters being hoes. I don't want to see my sisters being whores out here in the streets. You understand? This is what Christ was coming to teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And it's heavy and it's important because Christ knew that this would save his people. Now, you think about this, all you Christians inside their church who are committing adultery, who are teaching that God's laws are done away with, who are smoking weed and popping perks. All you Christians that are in the church faithfully are no different than the brothers out on the street corners. You're no different. You're no different. I know you would like to think that you're saved. I know you would like to think that they're just thugs. You understand? I know you would like to think that the cats out on the street corners are thugs. When you're doing the same thing in the Christian church, which is worse. Because you actually believe in the book and in the word of the Most High God. And you're the reason that the brothers out on the street corners, the brothers that are in gangs, the Christian church is to blame for all the behavior. Because they are the ones who are supposed to be leading black people away from sins. Leading Mexicans away from sin. Leading Native Indians away from sin. But instead, the Christian church teaches that the laws are done away with. So that means you can sleep and commit adultery with whoever the hell you want to. And the result of that is the destruction of the so-called Black, Latino, and Native Indian community, the family, and the structure. You understand? And with that, I mind you. Which means to stand. Just me up here. All right. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When it comes to a brother or a sister, so like when a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After this 6-month period, so like after 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest, Salakia, I'm skipping. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. We have the Feast of Purim this Sunday. You understand? This Sunday at sundown. So, get with your camp leaders. This Sunday at sundown is the Feast of Purim. You understand? And also we have the Lord's 54th annual Passover, which is April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina, Saturday at sundown. You understand? Get there. By this time, you know, you should be nipping in the bud every little thing that you have to do for Passover. You understand? So, you know, pay your $200 Passover fee and come enjoy the Lord's High Holy Day, the 54th annual Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina, man. You understand? Ramad Akim and Akwati, check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or war scarf. And with that, class dismissed.